Up with Showbiz reporter Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, let's have a chat to you. Now, there's this Chinese spy balloon, or this is what it's been termed as a spy balloon, even though the Chinese aren't saying that that's what it is. Talk to me about that.
That's right. We actually found out about it on Thursday, but allegedly the balloon entered the U.S. airspace on January 28th, which has the Republican side of the political aisle saying that the Biden administration was hiding this from the American people. It was successfully shot down on Saturday. We know that the U.S. rushed to collect the pieces. Nana, can you believe that that balloon is the size of 3 school buses here in the States? I imagine that translates to 3 of your big red buses. That's just floating around in the air. The American side rushed to try to collect that because they were afraid that the Chinese could be somewhere in the vicinity and collect the parts. They do suspect that this is a spy balloon trying to collect information on the States. And Nana, I mean, why would we be surprised the Chinese owns half of our land over here?
But the thing is, though, if the Chinese are clever people, why would they think they could hide something the size of 3 buses? just saying. I mean, it doesn't sound like. I mean,
you know why? Because we're all looking like this, Nana. We're all looking down at our phones.
It doesn't make any sense, though. Well, you're right, though, because it's on the phones, and they made the phones, and if they wanted to spy on us, they could just take hold of our phones. They don't need to put a balloon up there. I'm dubious. I sort of don't think it was a spy balloon. What are the Chinese saying that it was?
They just said that it accidentally ended up in our airspace, but they do say that our reaction was aggressive. They're unhappy about it. And of course, we have been trying to reestablish a relationship with China, and this just obviously worsens it.
Well, yes, it would do. I mean, if that is a spy balloon, it's the size of 3 buses, and they thought they could hide it. Seems a bit ridiculous. We should move on to Harry and Meghan. Let's be brief with them, because they did actually get an invite, because obviously the other event, which was a sort of unofficial 69th for April, it was actually a celebration for Anastasia Makeup in Beverly Hills, which they didn't get an invite to, even though all the big celebrities were there. But weren't they invited to Ellen DeGeneres' sort of renewal of her vows?
Well, Nana, Ellen was just canceled. Of course they're going to get invited. Ellen was recently canceled for and alleged to be a bully, like a toxic work environment was the big scandal from BuzzFeed here in the States. And Harry and Meghan have been accused of being toxic workplace bullies. Harry goes into detail about people crying on their desks at Kensington Palace while Harry and Meghan were senior members of the royal family, which, you know, does not help their cause. But yes, they were invited to Ellen's vow renewals. Apparently, Katy Perry, Jennifer Aniston, and Courtney Cox were there. And rumor has it that Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox were there to specifically make Harry uncomfortable, because Courtney Cox was unhappy that he went into detail about doing mushrooms in her presence at her house.
Wow, God, yeah, oh my goodness, that would have been interesting. I would love to be a fly on the wall there. And finally, what about Trump? Who's going to take on Trump? Is he now through? What's going on?
Oh, well, there are some really good contenders here. Ron DeSantis, everybody loves Ron, and Trump is going after his throat right now, Nana. We've also got Nikki Haley. You know, Americans love when we throw a female in the mix. All of a sudden, that, you know, there's a peak of interest. But there's also Mike Pence that could get really ugly. And then if Liz Cheney throws her hat in there, Nana, all hell is going to break loose.
But I heard that because it's diluted everything, so if it was just Trump against... If it was because there's lots of people, so there's Ron DeSantis and Trump and others, that Trump is more likely to win because the vote will be divided quite heavily.
I mean, I think so. He's got the biggest name. He's got the biggest presence. And when it comes to attack campaigns, Trump has got all the dirt on you, and he's not going to hold back.
Well, Joe Biden seems to be in a bit of hot water as well with his garage and all the documents that they've found. Briefly, what's gone on with him?
I mean, I think really, if we're looking at this, Nana, I think Gavin Newsom, who's currently the governor of the state of California, is being prepared to replace Joe Biden. I don't think that the party wants him. I think he's an embarrassment. And if I were being honest with you, I think that those papers, to me, it feels like a setup, that they have been building and building and building this up to try to knock him out.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Kinsey Schofield, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much.